Hey Avery, here's the video I told you I would send so you can see that the mill works well. It's the Mockmill 200, and I'm for the first time converting my lifelong banana bread recipe to freshly milled flour, which really has nothing to do with what you're looking for. But I've got soft wheat, and I've got a pound or like 500 grams of this that I've bagged up for you. This is what you would use for something like banana bread, biscuits, waffles. Of course, you can use hard wheat, but for recipes that don't use yeast, soft wheat is a very good option. So these are soft wheat grains, and hopefully you can see everything good here. I'm not going to move my camera because I've got it set up, but you take the lid off, and you always want your Mockmill to be on before you pour your grain in. And what I want to show you, well, maybe I can turn it. I'm going to send you the video too from Mockmill that really helped me a lot in adjusting it. These numbers, honestly, I never paid attention to them because there's just so many adjustments you can make. You loosen this lever here and tighten it. You loosen it and you can move it, and then you tighten it into place where you want it. When I turn the mill on, I'm going to loosen it so you can see what I'm talking about. When I turn the mill on, it will be loud, but I want you to listen to what I'm going to do is loosen this lever, pull it forward, and then tighten it where I want it. So just listen for that. And this will be in the Mockmill video. It'll be much more clearly explained than what I'm doing here. I just want you to see how well this thing works, and you can feel comfortable with your parents picking it up. So I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to turn it on, and then get the mill adjusted to where I want it. What I'm looking for is I want to hear those stones touch inside, and then I'm going to back off just a little bit, because if they're too close, they'll get really hot milling that flour, and you could take a chance of the stones getting gummed up and sticking together. I've done that several times, and it's very easy to take apart. And I think I want to show you that too, because there's a couple of things I learned in doing that if you're not aware of could probably cause some problems. So here we go. You see some residue is coming out. That's anytime, you're not going to get 100% of the flour out that you're milling. So I'm going to turn this off and dump this out. I'm just going to put it over in the lid there so I can just keep going. So here we go again. We'll loosen it up, tighten it a little bit. You hear that? You want to back up, and a little bit more came out. I'm not real concerned about that. You'll see that every time. So now let me just check it and see. Yep, I want to back off just a little bit and dump the grain in. Look how beautiful that is. Can you see? But there you go. That's just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous flour. To take the top off in case you ever want to clean the inside, or if your stones ever get stuck together, first thing you're going to do is unplug it. And then this lever, I'm very mechanically minded, so this does not intimidate me at all. So take that off, and then there's two little tabs that you push there, and the whole top comes off. And then this unscrews. Really nothing to be afraid of. And this is your top stone. You can see it's very clean. I ran rice through it a couple of times before I listed it for sale. But what I wanted to point out to you, and I'm not going to run rice through again, I'll leave that for you to do. But the stones look great. And when mine stopped and the stones got kind of stuck together, I still had a lot of grain in there that I had to get out. So I turned this thing upside down to get all the grain out. And I'm grateful that I realized that these two little springs are there. I'm not sure exactly what purpose they serve, probably to keep the stones from getting too close, but you want to pay attention that if you have to do that and dump yours upside down, that you don't lose those springs. I think they fit right in here, so they probably do serve some purpose of not letting the stones get too close. But then you just put that back on, put this back on. It doesn't have to be tight, and you'll make sure this little whatever that's called is over to the side here where you're going to be putting that lever back in. Put your top back on and tighten your lever up. It's, to me, a pretty simple, straightforward machine, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I did, and I hope that you thoroughly enjoy milling your own flour. I do corn in this too, dent corn. I do sprouted legumes that I've put in Ezekiel bread. With those larger ones, you just need to make sure that it's that the stones are separated enough to have enough room for those to pass through. So there you have it. Thanks so much for buying this beautiful piece of equipment from me.